Morudi has created a honeyed world for herself. Back in 2012, she ditched her job for a buzzing new career. Inspired by her grandfather, Morudi set out on a new journey, bee farming and honey production. She is now using her expertise to boost local economic development and food security.
At the core of our business was the idea that bees are dying out, which is something that I didn't know, and its impact on food security because they pollinate 80% of our crops. That's one. And the fact that there was a shortage of honey, meaning there was a market for this type of business, global shortages of good quality honey, that is. And then lastly, we saw a good link in terms of developing deep remote villages because they have natural resources that could possibly help us sort of increase bee populations through teaching them in sustainable beekeeping.
Morudi is using traditional methods to catch bees, placing beehives near trees or flowers, an endeavor which has birthed her Village Market South Africa business. Raw honey gets filtered first, bottled, then weighed. The bee entrepreneur supplies locals as well as big businesses across the country, but the supply is diminishing.
Currently, South Africans, we're consuming at least 3 times more than what we are producing in the country. So for me, that basically says there is still a massive need for us to do better. Most of our honey is coming in from China and your South America, so your Argentinas.
Honeybees are the primary pollinators in the country and the continent. The latest report released by the beekeeping industry showed that they pollinate 40 to 70% of the indigenous flowering plants, but they're facing various challenges.
The biggest problem is actually human beings. It's us that is actually putting all these poor little bees under pressure. By using pesticides, what we're doing is we're unfortunately cutting down a lot of their forage. I'll give you an example. It's like the blue gum trees that we have in South Africa, the eucalyptus. Unfortunately, eucalyptus is being used for a lot of firewood lately, and we don't actually have, the people are doing illegal harvesting of these woods and selling them on the market, and people are not aware that they're actually buying this wood. We're losing more and more bee forage as we go, so we've got declining numbers as well as declining forage for our bees.
As for Morudi, she says these are proceeds of a heart in the right place. And her advice to aspiring beekeepers, especially the youth, remember why you started. SABC News, Winterveldt, 10 Morgan.